for you. It's St. Louis FC and New York Red Bulls 2. And Bill, for St. Louis FC, it's about getting those 3 points and maybe getting some goals here at home, isn't it?
Positively, Joe. And the two main things as a follow-up to what you just said, that Dale Schilly and his staff worked on this week was trying to get more pressure in the midfield area. We'll get the lineup in just a second. But they're going to start a 4-2-3-1, two holders. They want more pressure midfield, but in particular for tonight, they want to get off to a much better start. They've been chasing the game every time they turn around. More urgency from the very get-go. So we'll see very shortly how that turns out to come about.
And let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight. First for the St. Louis FC, who come into tonight at 3, 4, and 5, Bill.
They're going to play a 4-2-3-1, as we mentioned. Gasecki, Fink, Vandegrift, and Duty, the normal back four. The holders will be Brian Ciasolka and Jacob Bouchou, the three midfielders, Parker Marr, Mike Ambersley in the center of that setup, Brian Gall. And then up top, playing by himself, getting support from the front runners. Coming up from behind him will be number 7, Jameel Hardware.
New York Red Bulls 2, they are the visitors tonight at 5, 5, and 4, and their lineup for their head coach, John Wallington.
Some of these players have been in and out of the first 11 for the MLS side. Santiago Castagna gets a starting goal. Jamie Thomas, Sean McLaws, Michael DeFont, Anthony Wallace in the back. They play with 4-3-3. Dan Metzger, last week's ULS Player of the Week. Dan Metzger wears number 30. Tyler Adams, Leo Stoltz, the Herman MAC winner, most recently this past January. Daniel Bedoya, Chris Sanas, Marius Obekop. They make up the front three for the 4-3-3 formation for John Wallington.
Bill, Leo Stoll's an interesting person. We were talking about him before the game, and he has been featured for New York Red Bulls for the MLS side, or he has been up with them, but they actually brought him in to play here in this game tonight.
I was really wondering if they were going to do exactly that, Joe, because they have another game tomorrow afternoon, New York Red Bulls against New York City FC at Yankee Stadium, and Leo Stolz, just talked about him, the MAC Herman Trophy winner, tremendous career at UCLA, born and raised in Munich, was entertaining going back to Munich to play professionally, but ended up going to MLS. So he's a main fixture for this Red Bull 2 assignment, and he was in the selection this past Wednesday night when they beat Real Salt Lake, their first win, by the way, for the MLS team in 4 outings.
And so you talk about a team like this, Red Bulls 2, and as opposed to what you see with St. Louis FC, this is a team where, honestly, these guys can go up and down as the coaching staff permits.
And Allie Curtis, their director of development, a former All-American at Duke, and himself an MAC Herman Trophy winner, and Jesse March, the head coach for Red Bulls, they have programs in mind. By that I mean the same program for everybody. Everybody plays the same way, like a national system that Jurgen Klinsmann's trying to inaugurate for the United States. Academy players coming up for the under-17s, under-20s, getting for the full national team. So you're not taken aback when you get to the full national team level. Everybody plays the same.
And they've got quite a few academy players on this roster, and we'll talk about a few of them tonight as we go along, but also, as we said, some folks that have been up and been available for the MLS side as well. I want to let you know tonight's telecast is presented by Lodging Hospitality Management. Make one of LHM's premier properties your staycation retreat by visiting their website at lmlhmc.com. Dale Schilly, the head coach, and Bill, you mentioned it, some of the different things that he's going to try to do to get those 3 points here at home. Goals have been hard to come by here at home for St. Louis FC.
Very much so for St. Louis FC, Joe. And when you play in this 4-2-3-1 formation, the two holders, they need range, athleticism, with the two holders in particular. So the front players, the players up top, don't think that they have to come back as much and help out, as have to help defensively, obviously, but not as much. They want to have free reign going forward. So we'll have to see what this is like turning out tonight. There are some marquee players missing. Dale Schilly wants to make no mistake about it. I'm not using that as an excuse by any means. Everybody in the league goes through it. But the opponent has scored first in each of its last 6 games in all competitions for St. Louis FC. Translation, they've been chasing the game too much.
So a quick start tonight, and you talked about Hardware playing up top. Brian Gall and Parker Marr, they're going to be the support on the wings for Hardware.
And it's really key for them when they pinch in to get right underneath Hardware, forming a triangle, and Mike Ambersley be more or less a freelance runner, getting anywhere in and around the penalty area at the tip of the penalty area arc. then Oscar Gasecki at right back and Patrick Duty at left back. It is really incumbent upon them. It's under their job description to get forward as much as possible and contribute to the attack as well.
Well, when you look at the standings in the USL, New York Red Bulls right now in a playoff position. They've got 19 points, just a couple of spots ahead of St. Louis FC. They are right now in 9th, and they've got 14 points. Red Bulls have 19 points right now.
Meanwhile, speaking of that, Joe, in the Eastern Conference, the Rochester Rhinos, who are hosting their own Hall of Fame night tonight in their game, they remain the only unbeaten team in USL this year, 8-0-5. They've only allowed 5 goals. They've allowed 5 goals in 13 games played. But the thing that St. Louis FC, again, we have to repeat this, they're 1-3-3 at home. That has to change.
It's New York Red Bulls 2 and St. Louis FC coming up here from Marshall Wireless Stadium. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff for you. This is St. Louis FC Soccer on the Big 550 KTRS. Soccer Park on an outstanding Saturday night for soccer. Joe Pott, Bill McDermott with you high atop the soccer park here as we get set for kickoff here at Marshall Wireless Stadium. And as you said, Bill, the key tonight, just a quick start for Dale Schilly and St. Louis FC.
And he was really looking forward to trying this new formation. Dale told me during the week when he was going to attempt to implement this 4-2-3-1, which they worked on at training, obviously, that they were set on this after the Sporting KC game. After that Sporting KC game, and they're officially out of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup game. Okay, let's get back to the season. And frankly, what do we have to do to improve? How do we have to change? Let's look forward to doing it. The players are still at training. They have a smile on their faces. They train extremely hard. They train extremely hard on a consistent basis, day after day. All these players want to get better. They want to get above that playoff line.
Just an outstanding night here as the fans are settling into their seats. And if you haven't got your seats, you probably won't get your seat at this point. This is going to be an outstanding crowd here tonight, and it's about the best night weather-wise we have had in a couple of weeks here in St. Louis.
It really has.
No rain in the forecast.
Exactly. Well, not that we know of course.
Right, that's right.
We never know. We've
That's
been
right.
out here at game time before, and it has changed dramatically, but it certainly seems to be pleasant this evening. Wonderful evening for soccer. June 27th, this late in June, to be this pleasant. Very unusual for the St. Louis fans to be able to watch soccer in this weather. Patrick Duty was talking to me during training last week. He said, "Are you kidding me with this weather? Not only is it rainy every other day, but it was 95
right,
during the week.
right.
What the heck?" He says, "I live 4 hours away in Naperville. It's never like this."
The teams have taken the field. We are almost set for kickoff. And again, thanks to LHM presenting our telecast here tonight. You can visit them at lhmc.com. Make one of their premier properties your staycation retreat. New York Red Bulls wearing the white tops, red shorts, the home St. Louis FC wearing their full home navy blue kits with the red trim, yellow numbers on the back. Joe Pott, Bill McDermott, happy you could join us here on the Big 550 KTRS and on our live stream as well. Two goalkeepers.
Mike Ambersley alongside of Jamil Harbreg, and Mike's going to be joining the attack. He'll help out as often as possible, and he's very accustomed to playing in this role.
You mentioned he's going to be kind of a floater up there as that middle between Gall and Marr on the two outsides. And St. Louis FC wins the kick. They'll have possession as we get things started here tonight. This is Duty on the near side for St. Louis FC, and they'll play it up this left side. And it is knocked out of play, and this is going to belong to New York. Red Bulls in road games this year, 2-2-2 in their 2-1-2 in their last 5 games.
And they're getting accustomed to road games, Joe. They're in the midst of a 6-game road trip.
Meanwhile, St. Louis back at home, and they will go on the road for a couple as this one comes into the 6-yard box and handled there by Pace, who will distribute out of the back. And the throw right to the midfield is headed on and regained there by Hardware. Here's Hardware up top for St. Louis FC. They'll come back and play it back through the middle. They come back for Hardware at the top, just outside. He goes to ground, and the ball's still loose. Picked up there by Siasolka. Now they'll try to switch fields. Gall plays it out to that far side. Just underway here at Soccer Park in St. Louis. St. Louis FC and New York Red Bulls 2. They'll come here on the near side, and it's Duty again, right along this left sideline. It's knocked out of play right off the boot of Daniel Bedoya.
St. Louis FC, at least here at the very outset, being patient with the show. If it's not on to go forward, knock it back, circulate it through the center back, have the center back dribble up across the center line, find a wide player like Patrick Duty.
And you can do that too, have confidence playing in front of, well, whoever it is, the choice in goal. It hasn't really made much of a difference between Pace or Can. They've both been very good.
That is exactly what Dale Shuley told me prior to the game when I asked him the first 11. He goes, well, we're going with Mark Pace tonight, but it's always a difficult decision because they've both been playing so superbly.
That's an outstanding problem to have, isn't it, when you have a couple of goalkeepers you can choose from. And what's tough probably too for Coach Shilly is finding a way to keep them both sharp.
And Alakan, who is cup-tied to Chicago Fire, did not play in any of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup games. So Mark Pace has been getting some valuable educational experience here in this league early in his career.
Right in the middle, this is Ambersley for St. Louis. On the far side now, they'll play it back. As Bill, you said they would. Vandegrift now with the long pass over the top. This will come all the way back. Well, I thought it was going to be handled by the goalkeeper, but maybe a little miscommunication there between the defenders and the goalkeeper. Gall now right in the middle of the field for St. Louis FC. Coming on this left side now. Picked up there by Marr. Marr in across the box, and it's going to go right to the end line and out of play, and New York will take the goal kick.
Good attempt nonetheless by Brian Gall, who's playing wide on the flank. He kept the ball, looked up, saw Parker Marr making that run on the opposite flank, trying to get in behind the defense.
This is the goalkeeper for New York, Santiago Castagna. He is a 20-year-old out of Queens, played 19 games already this year, 1.71 goals against average, and the long play will come all the way back for Pace on the other end, and Pace will throw it out of the back for Duty on this near sideline on the left side. Duty with the long pass through the middle, looking for Hardware, and it comes right back in the middle. They play it back through the goalkeeper. Castagna will distribute not very well, and it's out of play on the far sideline. It'll be a throw-in for St. Louis FC.
Speaking of the goalkeeper, Santiago Castagna, I talked with the goalkeeping coach for the Red Bulls prior to the game, Vadim Kirilov, and he said he's a young player, made his pro debut at the tender age of 19 for Red Bulls too, but he has a lot of confidence in his abilities, that he's good coming off his line and very solid with his feet. Former under-20 player, not just for the United States, but for Colombia as well.
They have got some young players on this squad, including Tyler Adams, who is one of their academy players, only 16 years old, Bill.
He's really been impressing for the under-17 national team for head coach Richard Williams as well.
But a 50-50 ball knocked out of play right here along the near sideline. Throw in for the Red Bulls, taken there by Jamie Thomas out of Silver Springs, Maryland. And it's knocked out of play again on the near side. There's 4.5 minutes gone here in the first half. We're scoreless from Marshall Wireless Stadium. St. Louis FC, New York Red Bulls, and down to the ground goes Siasolka, but St. Louis keeps it. No whistle. And it's played there out of the back by Vandegrift on the far sideline. New York regains control. 5 minutes gone, first half, a scoreless game. On the far side there for New York is Obakop, and it's taken away on a nice defensive play on the far side.
Good tackle in the open field by Oscar Kasecki. Wins it, gets it forward to Hardware, and doesn't foul in the process. Good work defensively on the flank by Kasecki.
Hardware plays it back through Ambersley. They keep it in the midfield. This is Bouchou trying to play it outside. Hardware again comes back to get it, and it's taken away by Obakop, 20-year-old out of Yaoundé, Cameroon. 5:26 gone here in the first half. St. Louis has controlled the possession for the most part, but neither team has had a clear-cut opportunity on goal yet, Bill.
Being content to play out of the backfield. St. Louis FC, Joe, doing a lot of chasing, as you just pointed out so far, the Red Bulls too. They're a troublesome lot, though. Last week they beat Louisville by a score of 2-0. That was Louisville's first home loss of this current season.
So a throw in on the far side for Red Bull, or for St. Louis FC rather. And Gall knocks it right back and knocks it out of play. For the best selection and price on quality brand name tires, they own the best in expert auto service. For convenience and values, get into Dobbs. Thanks to Dobbs and all of our sponsors who bring you St. Louis FC soccer. St. Louis FC with the possession. Right back through the middle and a little touch from behind. No whistle, and New York will take over in the midfield. Now they give it away. Siasolka comes the near side for Duty, and Duty tries to play forward looking for Hardware, and it's taken away. New York with it again. Here is Tyler Adams, we just mentioned. The 16-year-old, 5'9" academy player. Play it off to the far side, and it comes back now for Metzger. Metzger comes back for Adams, and Adams will come near side now for Jamie Thomas. Adams again in the middle for New York. Has some space, plays it towards the corner. Running onto it for New York is Thomas. Plays it across, and Pace is out to make the sprawling stop. That was more of a cross, but Pace a nice job.
Nicely done all the way around, first of all, by that central midfielder, Tyler Adams, to find number 33, Jamie Thomas, running out of the backfield and then cutting it out at the near post as Mark Pace, very alert goalkeeping. Do not let that ball get beyond you, and Pace did not.
That's right. 7:20 to play. Hardware, or 7:20 gone rather. Hardware picks it up and again, not able to control, and Adams will play it back forward for Red Bull. This is Stoles. Into the middle, up front, shoots and scores, and Red Bulls are on top. It was Obakop who finishes for New York. Stoles will likely get the assist there for New York. Played it right through the middle, and Obakop finishes for New York, his second goal of the USL season.
Very simple as to how this play works. The players are pretty much flat across the back. Stoles plays the ball on the ground. It's in behind the defense at an angle. Mark Pace comes out, tries to make it difficult for Obakop to score, but he does just that. And once again, one of the things that St. Louis FC did not want to happen in this game was to chase the game, and that's what they're doing already here in the 9th minute.
We've got our first whistle. This will be a foul against New York, and St. Louis will play it back, and it was Stoles, as we thought, for the assist. Obakop with the goal, and there's not much Mark Pace could do. Bill, you mentioned that he came down, tries to cut down the angle, but Obakop just has to pick a side and go for it.
Precisely, Joe. And any player of any consequence, no matter the league, is normally, when you're up front in a penalty area, going to beat the goalkeeper one-on-one.
So St. Louis playing from behind. 8:44 gone here in the first half at Soccer Park. This one out of play, right off the head of Siasolka. New York with possession, ball over the top, headed down, and St. Louis has it again. Siasolka trying to cut it back. He'll play it back through his defense. Now 7 gone here in the first half, and now it's coming to the near side, and too much pace on that one maybe, but it is run down by Fink, the Edwardsville native. Sam Fink plays it along the sideline. Little touch from Hardware. Right into the middle it goes for Marr, who leaves it for Ambersley. And now back up front, Marr kind of swung around his defender, couldn't hang on to it. They play it back, and Castagna, the goalkeeper, will clear it out over half line.
Good deep ball and a good early ball played in by Bouchou, looking for Parker Marr. Received turn, just couldn't quite get his footing.
10 minutes gone here in the first half. A whistle, and one of the Red Bulls player either got poked in the eye or something. That's why they stopped it.
Head coach for the Red Bulls too is John Wolinick. A lot of experience in the early days of MLS, and whenever he came into any game I was doing, Joe, he was always troublesome. He got in the first 11 on occasion, but when he didn't and when he came in, he changed games.
Led the nation twice in scoring at Fordham. He's playing for the Rams. One of the first among that first crop of players that went to MLS back in the late 90s.
Yep, started at believe it or not, that league started in 1996. Man, how far it's come. Last year, averaging over 19,000 people, 43,000 in Seattle.
We were talking about that before we went on the air tonight, and it was, places like Arrowhead Stadium and Giant Stadium. Now you've got, Sporting Park in Kansas City. You've got the Toyota Park out in Chicago, and Crew Stadium, which was one of the first soccer-only venues, but just how far it has come since that time.
And Lamar Hunt, again, one of the prime movers, one of the real cornerstones in the overall development of soccer-specific stadiums. That Crew Stadium, way back May 15th, 1999. That's when it opened, Joe.
Outstanding. This was Hardware given away, and now St. Louis FC will play it all the way back for Mark Pace. 11:15 gone here in the first. It's 1-0. New York on top of St. Louis here at Marshall Wireless Stadium. There's Ambersley touching it to the outside. This is Marr taking a shot, and it goes just wide. Right foot shot, and it goes just to the outside. Marr with a good drive there.
Good work by Parker Marr. He was entertaining, I think, at the outset, finding Brian Gall, who had gone wide on that left flank. It takes a blistering shot just past that near post. Good work by Marr. When you're going to be on the flank, you dribble in towards the central part of the field. If it's not on to work a 1-2 or play it over the top, have a go. He did the latter of the three. Good work by Parker Marr coming in off the flank.
First real opportunity for St. Louis FC tonight. 1-0 Red Bulls on top. 12 minutes gone here in the first half. A great crowd on hand here at Marshall Wireless Stadium. A beautiful night for soccer, and it's just a outstanding crowd to show for it. Right up top, the arms are up from the defense, and the flag is up from the alternate here on the near side. The St. Louis FC players were indicating that it was an offside play before we saw the hand go up from the official over here.
Yeah, Chris Sonis whistled up offside there, trying to get forward in behind that last line of defense from St. Louis FC, but a good work on that prior play by Parker Marr. Here's the through ball in behind the defense. Beat 2 or 3 people on the pass, but he was easy to find because he was offside.
That's right, yep. Mark Pace will restart it from just outside the 18-yard box. A low drive right through the midfield, and it's scooped up pretty quickly. St. Louis gets it back. They'll try to play it out of the back. Picked off there by Bedoya. Bedoya trying the through ball. It's cut off there by Fink, and Fink will try to switch it to the outside. This is Gall on the far side for St. Louis FC, and he'll play it back. 13-13 gone here in the first half, and he's going to switch it all the way to this near side for Patrick Duty, the Indiana product out of Naperville, Illinois.
Lone player from the Chicago Fire, who has been one of the most consistent players for St. Louis FC all year long, Joe. He is from corner flag to corner flag.
There's a long pass over the top, and Hardware just kind of bumped, trying to regain control. It's out of play. No, good. Nicely saved right there on the near sideline. New York trying to keep it. Duty trying to keep it in for St. Louis FC, and finally played over the top, and Chris Sonis couldn't bring it down. Instead, Siasolka does, and he'll play it all the way back. Fink will play it through the middle. 14 minutes gone here in the first half. With it for St. Louis FC is Vandegrift, and now Fink again. Lots of room. Takes his time, surveys, and now plays it to the far side, but jumping in and knocking it out of play there is Anthony Wallace for New York.
Trying to get Oscar Kasecki wide on that right flank between Fink and Chad Vandegrift. They'll look long first. If that's not on, they'll try to play through the midfield into the center circle, maybe to Siasolka or Bouchou. If that's not on, over the top to someone.
14 and a half minutes gone here in the first half. Red Bulls on top. 1-0, the goal coming from Obakop. And Stoles with the assist. Just about 9 minutes into the game. 14:45 gone now here in the first half. And St. Louis has had one really good opportunity. New York really just the scoring opportunity there, and they took advantage. 15 minutes gone. St. Louis with it again. Siasolka through the middle. This is Hardware right in the center circle for St. Louis. Hardware looking for that outside, and just a little bit behind Parker Marr, who was trying to make that run.
That was the idea, to get Marr in behind Jamie Thomas, but he recovered at the very last moment. When you're in the central part of the field, if you can play behind the defense on an angle, you'll be in business.
We'll flick to the outside there. This is Bedoya, knocked out of play, and it will be a throw-in for New York. Inside their own end. Each team just with a shot thus far, and as we mentioned, the one shot from New York was a good one from Obakop, who made it 1-0 New York. And once again, St. Louis FC trying to play catch-up here in the early goings of this one. 16 minutes gone in the first half from Soccer Park. Nice clearance there. Turned it off the line by Patrick Duty, and it's knocked out of play, and Duty will throw it in for St. Louis.
Joe, you mentioned a couple times number 66, Tyler Adams, a young player for the Red Bulls. You can see right away how comfortable he is in the central part of the field, and they will seek him out. They will look forward.
That's amazing to me, by the way, a 16-year-old that has got that kind of poise, that, as you said, that comfortable among some older, more experienced players.
And they will try to find him, and he goes to find the game. He wants the ball.
And he is a perfect example of what we talked about coming on, what you specifically mentioned, having that academy to the 2 side, to the MLS side, where you have one system all the way up.
Everybody plays the same way in your program. Yep.
St. Louis FC will play it right back for Pace. The goalkeeper takes his time before playing it out. Pace, the 24-year-old from Ladue High School here in St. Louis. Spent some time with St. Louis University as well as Tulsa in his college career. And Castagna clears it away for New York. 17 minutes gone here in the first half.
Yeah, Pace played at St. Louis U, then finished at Tulsa, and he was the team's most valuable defensive player in his senior year.
Both very rich soccer traditions. Obviously, folks here in St. Louis aware of the Billikens soccer tradition, but Tulsa has been very, very good, especially here recently. 1-0 New York as they throw it in from the far side, right in front of that big crowd on the stands over there. It's taken away by St. Louis, and St. Louis FC trying to make a push up, and they'll come back for Pace again. This time he'll switch it to the outside for Duty. Or flick, and New York has it back. Right in the middle of the field is Metzger, the 25-year-old out of Maryland. There's number 34, New York, on the white jerseys, and they're going to play it all the way back for their goalkeeper. Castagna has lots of time for the Red Bulls. Finally, he'll give it a boot with the left foot. Well over half. Headed there as a couple of guys get tangled up there and some pushing and shoving. Sanas felt like there was more to it, and I think Fink just kind of got tied up when he went for that ball from Castagna. New York with possession, 18 and a half gone here in the first half from the Soccer Park in St. Louis. Halfway point for St. Louis FC in their inaugural season here in St. Louis.
They head on the road next week. As a matter of fact, this upcoming week, July 1st at Wilmington, July 4th at Charlotte. Back here to play the Richmond Kickers on July 11th in a 7:30 contest. Sam Fink battling Chris Sanas. First foul initially from Sanas, pulling the shirt of Fink. Then a best 2 out of 3 falls right after that.
That's right. Be nice to have some momentum going on the road for a couple of games as St. Louis FC is before they come back here on July 11th. Be nice to get those 3 points before you go back out on the road.
Positively, Joe. They're 2-1-2 on the road, but as we talked about, the glaring statistic is 1-3-3 at home, and that has to be altered.
And we got a whistle on the far side. New York will restart it from just outside the 18-yard box. Actually, Castagna will start it from right at the top of the 18-yard box.
The crowd again here on hand at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Marshall Wireless Stadium here at Denny Long Field.
So much going on before the game. They were in the family area down just to our left here. We had all kinds of kids and families out here well before the game tonight. And as we mentioned, so many of the Slica and youth teams recognized before the game tonight. Great to see them paraded onto the field before this one got started.
Well, what Jim Cavanaugh and Tom Strunk and General Manager Jeremy Alamo have said consistently from the dawn of this franchise, we want to make every game an event. Fan-friendly and family-friendly. Got number 5, Brian Ciasolco, one of the holders in that 4-2-3-1 formation. We mentioned Dale Shilley during the week, worked on quite a few things, but in particular to provide more pressure in that midfield area, and they were doing just that at the outset of the game, Joe. They were winning a lot of balls coming out of the backfield of the Red Bulls.
Hardware with it up top for St. Louis FC. He has it knocked away, and he's brought down. Again, no whistle, and this will go all the way to the far side, and I believe it was just out of play. It'll be a throw-in for New York. Gesicki with a good effort on that far sideline, but couldn't keep it in play. 21 minutes to gone here in the first half, 1-0. We see a little replay there, yeah.
Gesicki doing his best, doing the chasing.
On the far side, it's Bedoya for New York. St. Louis FC able to clear it away, but Hardware not able to bring it down, and New York with it again. Now it's taken away. And this one right along the sideline. It'll come out of play, and it will be a throw-in for New York.
Cut out nicely by number 5, Brian Ciasolco, trying to generate some attack, cut balls out, play them forward as quickly as he gets them.
Jamie Thomas with the throw for the Red Bulls, and they touch it right in the middle from Metzger. Metzger had that one get away, and Hardware's got some room on the right side as he gets a pass over the top. Hardware still with it, hanging on to it. Into the middle, and Gall couldn't keep it on his foot, looking for Ambersley to make a little run to the right side.
Try to ball in behind the defense into the path of Mike Ambersley, who had made the run, jutting away on the angle.
And this one got by Fink's pass for Marr, just out of his reach, and it'll come out of play right in front of the St. Louis FC players here, and they'll throw it in. Duty will throw it in right in front of his head coach, Dale Shilley.
With the ever-present notebook.
Some trade secrets in that notebook.
Oh, yeah, you can't look in there.
That's
Joe.
right.
Oh, no.
New York with possession on the near side. Bedoya plays it back, and then they'll finally play it over the top. Nice little flick running on the right side is Stoles. Stoles on the right side of the box for New York. Works into the box towards the end line, and a little tapper out in front. It's loose. It had gotten by Pace. It's up in the air, not quite cleared. New York still with the opportunity. This is Metzger. Metzger will play it just outside the box, and now they bring it into the box. Obakop, the goal scorer for the game, had it knocked away, and we're going to have a whistle. It's coming out. It'll be against New York.
Quick clearance there by Patrick Duty, and initially a nice play by Sam Fink to prevent the ball bouncing on the goal line. Here's Leo Stoltz, and you know he's one-on-one with that last defender. No matter who it is, he's going to try to take him. Chad Vandergriff with the attempt on a slide tackle. Obakop, the goal scorer, tried to heel it back into the penalty area. He did that, but Sam Fink with the clearance.
Just about 24 minutes gone in the first half as Pace clears it out of the box for St. Louis FC. 1-0, Red Bulls on top here in the first half. Joe Pott, Bill McDermott, Jim Hewers with us here high atop Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. He'll have halftime for you. He had our pregame for us, and he'll have postgame as well. Ball over the top. Hardware trying to bring it down just on the outside of the penalty area, and it's knocked back. Right through the middle it goes. Metzger will play it into the middle for New York. And the pass gets away, and St. Louis takes over momentarily anyway. Gesicki had it on his feet. He leaves it for Bouchou. That's Gall. This is Gall now on the near side for Patrick Duty. Duty's still in the back for St. Louis. Right out in front it goes. Fink plays it square across the box. And again through the middle for Bouchou. Carries a little bit. Now comes outside looking for Gall, and a collision there, and a Red Bulls player down on the ground.
I believe that's number 9. Is it Leo Stoles? I think he was playing wide on the right flank. That was an inadvertent collision.
It was, exactly. I was going to say that. It was
Brian Gall, yeah.
Completely, nothing to it there. We're seeing a replay up here, and the ball coming loose, and in fact, he might have just got his own foot caught under him there. And
yeah, Jamie Thomas, excuse me. I thought that was Leo Stoles at the outset. It was Jamie Thomas at the outset there. Involved in the tackle with Brian Gall. Seems to be okay.
He was trying to slide as Gall was coming up, and his foot got trapped right underneath him there. St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology is a proud supporter of the St. Louis FC and Soccer in St. Louis, recognized by Fortune magazine as one of the 100 best places to work 4 years in a row. Worldwide Technology understands that with the right culture and teamwork, great things happen.
Worldwide Technology, and as Joe Pont said, we are at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park, Marshall Wireless Stadium, here playing at Denny Long Field.
26 minutes gone in the first half. USL regular season action here between St. Louis FC and New York Red Bulls 2. New York on top, 1-0. Obakop, the goal scorer for the Red Bulls. Best opportunity for St. Louis came from Parker Marr, who missed just wide with a shot. Right in the middle is Daniel Bedoya, also an academy player for New York. 26:30 gone here in the first half. Now it's taken away. Ambersley looking for Hardware, and it's knocked away. Hardware just couldn't keep it on his feet.
Tried to chest that down, bled into his own advantage, just couldn't quite do so. Good early ball from Ambersley inside that center circle to try to isolate that front runner one-on-one with the last defender.
Cleared ahead. Gall comes up with it on the near sideline again for Hardware. Hardware is triple teamed right there and somehow still has possession on the near sideline. Hardware, nicely done, keeping possession for St. Louis. Gall will throw it in.
Would not let that play die. He kept the ball alive. Very gifted on the ball. His individual talent is number 7, Jameel Hardware. Literally on a touchline, pulls the top, knocked it back, knocked it off a player, kept it on the throw-in.
Duty with a pass over the top for St. Louis. Ambersley comes down with it on this left sideline. Ambersley, and it's finally cleared away. Hardware tried to flick it on. It's out of play off of New York. It'll be a throw-in for St. Louis. Ambersley will toss it in. Hardware just inside, looking to get into the box for St. Louis. Finally touches it back for Ambersley, and now it's Duty. And Duty with the long play into the 6-yard box. Nobody there but the goalkeeper, Castagna. 28 minutes gone, and looks like Hardware is slow to get up.
Well, when you're going to be that lone front runner with your back to play on a lot of occasions, you are going to take a beating. And he's a very slight player. He's only 5'7", 140 pounds. So Jameel's going to take a beating.
23-year-old out of Kingston, Jamaica, and he gets a little pat there from the official, and Castagna tossed that ball out of play so that they could have time, Hardware could have time to catch his breath. And
a veteran of the league at a tender age of 22 with the Harrisburg City Islanders. Also played overseas 1 year in Sweden, so he's up top tonight by himself in that 4-2-3-1 formation. Still sporting that cast to me, Joe, from that wrist injury from a prior game.
Castagna with the long pass ahead, and it's just cleared out of the far sideline by Oscar Gasecki. Approaching the 30-minute mark here in this one. New York on top, 1-0. Bill said in the midst of a long road trip, the Red Bulls are trying to maintain their position in the Eastern Conference within the playoff picture right now, tied with Pittsburgh in that 5th spot, both with 19 points coming into tonight.
Harrisburg City Islanders right below them with 16 points, tied with the Charlotte Independents. The Independents on a 4-game winning streak of their own. And by the way, they're going to be carrying the banner for USL when they play in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup next Tuesday night against the Chicago Fire. It's the only USL team in the round of 16. Matter of fact, the only USL team that has broken a streak of MLS teams was the 1999 Rochester Raging Rhinos, as they were known at the time.
There's Obacop, and that play is knocked away. They've been around quite a long time.
They really
so
have.
They're having their own Hall of Fame tonight?
Yeah, their own Hall of Fame tonight. 8-0-5 so far. Perfect 4-0 record at home. And as we mentioned when we first came on the air, they've only sacrificed 5 goals all year long so far in 13 games played. That's one of the main reasons they're 8-0-5.
And 9 games away from home. They've got 4 wins, 5 draws in those games, but you haven't lost a game on the opponent's turf.
They get points everywhere. They were here early in the season. Lost that game, St. Louis FC did, April 18th by a score of 1-0.
30-45 gone here in the first half. 1-0, New York on top. Happy you could join us here on the Big 550 KTRS and on our live stream here from Marshall Wireless Stadium at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Just a tremendous night as the sun is setting behind us. Now just about all the pitch in shade now. St. Louis FC with it. Gall on the near sideline. Nice little touch ahead, looking for Marr. It got a little bit past him, and Defont able to knock it out of play for New York, and actually knocked it off a St. Louis player. Will be a goal kick.
Much better, Joe, from St. Louis FC to get this ball out of the bag to the midfielder, Brian Gall, playing on the left flank, to try to play that early ball in behind the defense, looking for number 6, Parker Marr.
Boy, that was just about a half a step in front of Marr as well.
If he gets a chance to get to the ball first, receive, turn, and run at the last defender, then you're in business.
Defonte just got there ahead of Marr.
Yeah, Defont was on the USL Team of the Week last week for the Red Bulls.
1-0, New York on top. St. Louis with it. In the middle it comes now for Bouchou. They play it back outside. St. Louis will play it back through the back line. This is Vandegrift coming out of the back for St. Louis, and he comes back for Fink. Fink will play it right through the middle. Pass is cut off, and this is Bedoye picking it off for New York. Bedoye with a little touch into the box on this near side. New York trying to work something from this right sideline. Tapped it back for Jamie Thomas. Thomas in the corner, looking to get it right to the penalty spot in the middle of the box, and they'll touch it for Obacop again. Obacop on the far side will leave it just outside the box now for Wallace, and it's knocked away, taken away, and St. Louis FC coming out of the back. Nicely done. On the near side for Ambersley, who cuts it back in the middle. Ambersley for Gall on the left side. Gall's into the box. He'll touch it back across, and it's taken away. Nothing doing after some good movement there from St. Louis FC.
Ambersley goes forward, isolates the front runner with him, Brian Gall at the time. That ball's going to be more dangerous coming across the goal mouth. Got to find somebody there.
Started in the back where St. Louis was able to thwart an opportunity for New York, and looked like they really had something cooking there, but could not finish. And it remains 1-0 New York, 33-30 gone here in the first half. And again, St. Louis playing from behind. As Bill said early, having now to chase the game, something they did not want to do again here tonight.
Yeah, they really wanted to show that urgency from the very get-go, Joe, and the truth be told, within that first 5 or 6 minutes, they did. They kept the ball nicely. They made the Red Bulls chase it around the park, as a home team should do.
St. Louis with it again. Right through the middle, played ahead there from Bouchou. On the far side now, taken away, and New York again on the run back the other way. 34 gone, and it's Bedoya right at the arc, top of the box. Bedoya will touch it off to the right side, and the shot is partially blocked out of play. I think this is, well, I thought it was going to be a corner.
Looked at
They're gonna say
Patrick
it's a goal
Duty.
kick.
Yeah, looked at Patrick Duty was defending there. Thought he got a touch on that, but number 30, Dan Metzger, the reigning player of the week in USL, he started this particular play, Joe. Played it on the ground, tried to find Bedoya early, which he did. Bedoya received, turned, went at the defense, and waited for the late arriving Metzger.
Metzger just kind of half whiffed on that shot. He didn't get all he wanted behind that shot, and that's why it looked like it was deflected out when in fact it was just a shot wide from Metzger. It remains 1-0 Red Bulls. As Bouchou plays that along the far side, Ambersley picks it up there for St. Louis FC. Ambersley trying to come back into the middle, and he leaves it for Gasecki. Gasecki will turn and play it back to the defensive side for Vandegrift.
Gasecki always with the head up, trying to change the point of attack. He does this here for Fink, on the ground now for Duty.
Duty on the near side, plays it back into the middle for Siasolka. And that one's knocked out of play. That'll stay for St. Louis FC. A throw in from this left side. Duty will toss it in for St. Louis. Looking for Marr. Nice little touch. Marr keeps it himself. Tried to come back with it, and it's knocked away. New York trying to get something started. Fink, a nice job to step up on defense there and lock it in, and wins a throw in for St. Louis.
Good job by Sam Fink as that central defender. Don't allow that last offensive player to receive and turn and run at you.
36 minutes gone as this one comes down the right side. Chasing is Sanas. Sanas will take it to the corner for New York. Cuts it back inside, looking for help. Plays it top of the box for Bedoya. Bedoya will touch it off to the left for Wallace, and now right back into the middle for Adams.
Adams,
keep it moving.
Yeah, immediately changes the pace of the game when it has to be changed, Joe. Looks up, receives it, just knocks it wide out into the flank, waits for a player to arrive.
Mara, nice job back there defending for St. Louis, and Thomas will throw it in for New York. Inside of 10 minutes to play officially here in the first half. 1-0 New York. Jamie Thomas with a little touch with the outside of the right foot. Ambersley there to turn it out for St. Louis, looking for Hardware. Hardware battling with DeFont. Comes back into the middle where Gall picks it up for St. Louis. Gall for Hardware. Good touch outside for Gall. Right back for Hardware in the middle. Now it's Ambersley. Gall. Hardware couldn't reach it. Just out of his range there as he tried to stretch with his left foot. New York back the other way. 37 minutes gone. 1-0 Red Bulls on top. Nice job again defending there by Patrick Duty to turn it out and at least give his defense some time to reset. Here's Gall right in the center circle for St. Louis. They play it ahead. Ambersley is knocked to ground. Again, no whistle, and there is a whistle. I didn't hear it. There was a whistle.
From behind that last defender, Mike Ambersley with his back to play. Right inside the center circle here.
G&W Meat and Bavarian Style Sausage Company, proud to be the official brat of St. Louis FC, celebrating 50 years as family-owned St. Louis tradition. You can't beat G&W Meat.
Patrick Duty always anxious to get forward and join the attack. He'll get forward as much as he does, getting back to help out defensively, which obviously is first and foremost is his main assignment, but you got to be able to join the attack as well.
Well, you said it, corner flag to corner flag. That's fitness certainly comes into play there.
Oh, it's huge, Joe. It is absolutely huge, especially for a wide player. You are up and back continually.
This one out of play over the near side. Veta Sports has 6 locations in the metro area, offering indoor and outdoor adult soccer leagues with men's, co-ed, and women's divisions. Register a team or sign up for a house team. Details at vetasports.com. Get your friends together and play soccer.
Number 45 is Chris Sanas for the Red Bulls. He's been troublesome. Anywhere around the penalty area arc, he makes himself available. That's what you want, Blair. A front runner up top, playing with his back to play. As soon as your team gets the ball, Joe, make yourself available. Be active.
Roughly 6 minutes to play or so here in half number 1. Duty able to keep that one in briefly, but it is out of play on the near side. It will go as a throw for Jamie Thomas and New York. Red Bulls lead this one 1-0 as we head towards halftime here at Marshall Wireless Stadium. And Now Ambersley goes down, and it'll be a free kick for St. Louis right at the midfield line.
Good job by Sam Fink to cut that ball out, winning that aerial challenge immediately to Ambersley. Receives, turns, runs at the defense, draws the foul in the process. Wearing the captain's armband tonight is number 15, Mike Ambersley, in the absence of James Musa. Musa and Barklage and Dixon not in the first 11 tonight.
This one will go all the way out over the end line. It will go as a goal kick for New York. Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers for the best selection and price on quality brand name tires and the best in expert auto service. For convenience and value, get into Dobbs. 40 minutes gone here in the first half, and we've got our first corner of the night. It'll be Duty over to take the corner for St. Louis.
Duty, a predominantly left-footed player. This will be coming over from the right flank. This will curl in towards the goal mouth.
In swinger, is he looking front or back here?
He might be looking wide and deep to that opposite post.
Here it comes from Duty right at the top of the 6-yard box, headed in the air, not cleared out. This one down right at the top of the box, and a little half-hearted attempt will come right back for Castagna.
I think Oscar Gasecki thought that the goalkeeper was off his goal line here, and he was just trying to knock it over the top of the last defender, and Castagna in the process, but he was alert to it. Number 24, Santiago Castagna.
20-year-old out of Queens, New York. Inside of 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Red Bulls, the only goal of the night came from Marius Obakop early in this one, about 10 minutes in or so. Here's Hardware on the far side. Hardware plays it right to the top of the 6-yard box. It'll go through and over the end line. No problem there. Interested in a refreshingly different banking alternative in the St. Louis market? Welcome to the world of Triad Banking. Your business, your family, your bank. TriadBanking.com.
Hardware got that ball, received, turned, tried to clip it in over the top of the defense, in behind the last two defenders, trying to find Brian Gall.
Castagna with the long goal kick for New York. Duty wrestling on the near side. It'll be Fink who had the chance to clear it out, and it's over the sideline for a throw-in. St. Louis will throw it in. 42 minutes gone by here in the first half. McLaws clears that one all the way back into the box, and they'll shield it back for Mark Pace to pick it up.
Fink and Vandegrift let that ball run for Mark Pace because you don't want it to be bouncing inside your own penalty area.
And Pace lost his footing there as he distributes that one. Ooh, thought that was pretty clean right there. A whistle as Bouchou slid down to clear that one along the near sideline.
Referee Rubio Vasquez makes that call against Jacob Bouchou. That looked to be inside the center circle. That looked to be a clean tackle when it got off that last player's foot.
It will be, though, a free kick for New York from inside the center circle.
One thing I can imagine, Joe, is that the referee did not like the sole of his shoe exposed that close to a opposite player.
That one headed out over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for St. Louis, and I was wondering the same thing, Bill, because I thought it was fairly clean at first glance anyway. Thought more than anything that it wasn't exactly where Pace wanted the distribution, and really it looked to me like Bouchou was just trying to help it along. This one comes out to the near side, and it's out of play on the sideline. Patrick Duty couldn't catch up. Jamie Thomas tosses it in for New York. Bedoya has it now. Bedoya will flick it in at the top of the box, and a shot taken just wide. In fact, right across the mouth of the goal from Leo Stoltz.
Stoltz just trying to send that ball on the ground hard into the penalty area, looking for a redirection from one of his top front runners.
St. Louis will throw it in from the far side. Officially just inside of 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Didn't have a lot of stoppage. We did have a couple of times where we had players that had gone down, so we'll see what we had here. We're in the 45th minute, though, here. 1-0 Red Bulls. Another pass over the top, and that's an offside play. easy call for the official here on our side, on the near side.
Very much so. In behind those last 2-3 defenders. Easy by a 5 to 10 foot margin.
Sonis was kind of wagging his finger like he didn't think it, but I thought it was pretty clear as well.
He was offside when the ball was struck.
Right.
He was not standing anywhere close to those last defenders.
Pace with the restart for St. Louis, headed in the air, brought down along the near side, and back right here for Duty, near midfield, and back up for Gall. Brian Gall, good little flick for Hardware in the left corner, and it's knocked out of play. It's going to be a corner kick for St. Louis.
Good early ball from Gall into the deepest part of the area, looking for Jameel Hardware to receive and turn and take on that last defender.
Quick corner, come right in, and it's knocked away. It's out of play. It'll be a throw-in for New York.
Just 1 minute of stoppage time, Joe, as you had thought.
So 1 minute of stoppage time. St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology, a proud supporter of St. Louis FC and soccer in St. Louis. Recognized by Fortune magazine as one of the 100 best places to work 4 years in a row. Worldwide Technology understands that with the right culture and teamwork, great things happen. Nearly halftime here in St. Louis, but a restart for St. Louis FC before that halftime whistle. Patrick Duty over the ball.
Yeah, very simple. Flatted into the penalty area.
Instead, he plays it to the right side for Vandergrift, but Vandergrift's going to loft it into the penalty area. Ooh, Gall had a look at it. Hardware will tap it back, and the shot will go wide off the right foot of Ciasulca.
That's the same exact play the United States women scored a goal on last night. Megan Klingenberg laid it on the ground. You thought she was going to flat it into the penalty area. She lays it off to Julie Johnston, flights it in, goal off the head of Carly Lloyd.
The whistle blows. We are at halftime here at Marshall Wireless Stadium. It is 1-0 New York on top here in this USL regular season game, and some of the players are still not happy about something. They look like they're a little bit upset, and I don't know if it's the way that last free kick went or if it was a call that they thought should have been made. Regardless, it is St. Louis FC, Bill, trailing here as they go to the locker room at halftime.
As they have done in the past, when this scenario has presented itself, this exact situation, when they've come back to answer in the second half, at the very outset of the second half, Joe, the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, they have been a different soccer team, and that will have to take place as well again tonight.
New York has outshot St. Louis 4-2. Hey, Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers for the best selection and price on quality brand name tires and the best in expert auto service for convenience and value. Get to Dobbs. We're at halftime here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Joe Pott, Bill McDermott will rejoin you just before the second half. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Jim Hewer will have halftime for you. It's St. Louis FC trailing 1-0 at half on the Big 550 KTRS.
Blue Chip Pest Control is proud to present Buggin' the Players.
Hi, my name is Patrick Duty. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I play left back for St. Louis FC. Today we are going to explore the beautiful City Museum, which I've never attended, so I'm really looking forward to it. Hey, let's go check it out. Where to first? It's basically like a huge fun house. I don't know what we got here. Indian feather? I don't know what's going on. It's very nicely decorated though. I just graduated college, so I'm not really in the mood to get educated on much more. He looks a little lonely. I guess his buddies are on the other side. I don't see anyone else down here, so that's a little concerning. We're gonna go check it out. Nice little aerial view of the fish here. It's actually a very nice temperature in here. Very cave-like. People keep making eye contact with the camera, and I think that's bothering them. We're gonna go head upstairs. I don't know if I'm enough for this one. I don't think I'm quite old enough. I'll come back next year. This is Taka in about 10 years. I'm sure they're related in some sort. You got it. I just grip it. Grip it and fly. Thanks, boys. Good luck. Tyler Town. Keep out of this one. I think I'm gonna pass on this one.
There you go.
It for sure won't tip.
Sure.
I trust you. Went a lot slower than I thought. Ooh, that looks pretty fun. Very safari-like out here. You can catch a nap right there. We good?
Good.
Let's do this. That was a lot harder than I thought it would be. My first time in it. I've been hearing a lot about the hamster wheel. Pretty much since I moved here, there's been rumors about this. This is good training. Should get this in the locker room. I'll slowly start to pick up some speed here. I don't know how to move this thing. Wheel one. Got a banged knee and a possible concussion. Hit most of the museum thus far. If I had a little bit more energy, probably be at the top of that thing. Probably even maybe steering the plane. I'm Patrick Duty. This was a tour of the City Museum. Great day. Now stop bugging.
Blue Chip Pest Control, protecting homes and businesses from pests since 1959. Contact us today at one of our 3 locations to schedule your first appointment.
When the need arises for electrical work for your home or business, look no further than the Electrical Connection. Created as a partnership between IBEW Local 1 electricians and the St. Louis chapter of NECA, the Electrical Connection has been the standard for electrical excellence for over 100 years. The Electrical Connection consists of the most highly trained and skilled electricians and contractors in the area, and you'll find them both working together for you at electricalconnection.org.
explore the beautiful city museum, which I've never
Bill McDermott with you. Thanks to Jim Hewer keeping you up to date there during our halftime show, and he'll be back for the post game after this one. And Bill, once again, St. Louis FC falling behind here early in this one, and now they've got to try to make up ground, try to chase the game.
Immediately, if it be at all possible, they have to get back in this game so that there's some sort of a cushion to play in the remainder of the half. In the majority of professional games, you say to yourself, 1 goal, that's nothing. We can certainly come back from that. Yes, you can. But first, you've got to equalize so that you show the visitors that you can play. It's got to be done here early in the second half.
They need an Abby Wambach type halftime speech like we saw last night, right? If you caught that game on TV.
One of those electrifying
That's
ones
right.
that when you put this uniform on, you are not going to lose. And I can assure you, that's what the German team is saying before they play the United States, because that's what their men's team does. When you put on the white, black, white, you are a different player. You've got 2 stars on your shirt. We're going to get a 3rd in this year's World Cup. That's the type of speech that all these clubs go through one time or another.
New York with a quick opportunity, a little pass over the top, and Pace will come out and handle that. Red Bulls in the white shirts, red shorts. St. Louis FC in their full blue home kits, trimmed in the red with the yellow numerals. No changes that we know about here at half right now.
Only one player that I noticed, Joe, coming on is number 41 for the New York Red Bulls. It's Conrad Plua. He's been in and out of the first 11 for the Red Bulls, too. He's wide on the right flank.
So I missed him, did not see him. So otherwise, here's Bedoya getting through. This is Bedoya to the top of the box. Bedoya, right foot shot, and the save made by Pace to his left.
Magnificent save by Mark Pace after that uncustomary giveaway by Sam Fink. Bedoya one-on-one, beats the last defender, takes it away from Sam Fink. A magnificent save by Mark Pace at the near post. That was a certain second for the visitors.
Came right out to the top of the 6-yard box, cut it down, made the reaction to his left side. Corner kick coming up for New York. Just 2 minutes into play here in the second half. Out swinging, top of the 6-yard box, knocked down. Anthony Wallace trying to keep it in for New York, and it's knocked away. Hardware coming out of the back for St. Louis. Right across the half line, and it's out over the sideline, near side. It'll be a throw-in for St. Louis. 5,260. They tell us the attendance. That's a shade under the home opener, but
you know what that means?
Crowd.
5,260. That's a sellout.
That's a sellout here
That's a capacity here at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park.
Just outstanding. And we talked about it coming on, the fans that were streaming in at the time, and they were here and they were, enjoying all of the entertainment in the family area. They were having dinner. It was an outstanding atmosphere.
And the St. Louligans, once again, Joe, making their appearance over in the Paul Duker stand. They did exactly the same thing 3 or 4 Tuesday nights ago when St. Louis FC was playing against Sporting KC up at Sporting Park. They made their presence felt there, and that was a tough assignment with 19,000 people.
That is fantastic, and they entered with the drums and the chants, and it was fantastic to see. If you haven't had a chance to get out here, you need to do that. Ambersley taking one away for St. Louis, and it's cleared out high over the stands. It'll be a corner coming up for St. Louis FC.
Good work by Ambersley to play that ball in quickly. Win it as quickly as you win it. Play it in that early. Mike Ambersley doing a wonderful job battling that last defender. Number 3, Sean McLaws, takes it off to his feet, plays it immediately into the penalty area, looking for that runner.
I believe it's Siasolka who's going to take this corner. Low drive, and it's headed out and then cleared away by Bedoya. Kept in, though, by Vandegrift, and Vandegrift will play it on the far side, on the near side, rather, for Gall. Right on this right side, and Gall had it taken away. Red Bulls trying to work it back with Bedoya on this near side. Bedoya into the middle for New York. And the Red Bulls on the run. Stoles plays it to the far side. This is Metzger on the far side for New York. And a little touch in the overlapping run now. Played into the box, and it's headed away. Finally cleared by St. Louis.
Good defending there by Patrick Duty. Relinquishing his normal left back spot to get centrally located with a diving headed clearance.
50 minutes. We're at the 50-minute mark, just about 5 minutes into this second half, and another play into the box, and it's knocked out over the end line. This will be a corner for New York. For the best selection and price on quality brand name tires and the best in expert auto service. For convenience and value, get to Dobbs. Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Thanks to them. Thanks to all of our sponsors who help bring you St. Louis FC soccer. Corner knocked right back out to the far side, and they'll play it right back into the box. Headed on once. Now at the top of the box. Picked up by Wallace. Wallace will loft one in. Pace leaping at the 6-yard box to pull it down.
Good goalkeeping there by Mark Pace. As soon as that ball left Anthony Wallace's feet, he was off his goal line, and he was going to not punch that ball, but catch it.
And that's the mistake you'll see a lot of young goalkeepers make, is they don't make that decision quick enough, and before you know it, the ball's down at the 6-yard box.
And it either bounces in your penalty area, or you punch it, and your punch clearance gets a second ball. That's not good enough.
1-0, Red Bulls on top. A first half goal by Obakop for the visitors. And that's all the scoring we've had so far in this one.
Assisted by the reigning MAC Herman Trophy winner from UCLA, number 19, Leo Stoltz, who, as I mentioned, Joe Pott, was in the selection last Wednesday night when the MLS team, the Red Bulls, played Real Salt Lake. Did not feature in that particular game. So as you pointed out, these players move back and forth from the USL teams to the MLS teams and vice versa.
And you and I were actually joking, thinking that probably we wouldn't see Stoltz. Oh, he was there Wednesday, probably not going to be in St. Louis, but here he is.
We thought he might be featured in the selection
Right,
for tomorrow's
right?
game against the New York City FC at Yankee Stadium.
50 into the 52nd minute we go. This one over the top and headed back for Pace. Sam Fink knocking it back for his goalkeeper, and he'll start it out of the back, right through the middle for Bouchou. Bouchou plays it to the outside for St. Louis. St. Louis FC trying to get something started here in the second half. Best case scenario, get that equalizer here in the first couple of minutes and then take it from there.
Get back in the game. Dale Schilly is obviously something he had planned. As soon as the second half is going to start, he's going to make some changes. Probably Jeremy Lynch to maybe go up top for Jameel Hardwick. Perhaps Jameel will go to a flank position, but probably Lynch for sure going to take that position up top.
Lynch is at midfield with Coach Schilly. Rinkin was out there as well. He's over by the bench, but it looks like both of them are getting set to come in here during this second half. New York, meanwhile, making a charge again on the pass through and all the way back to the goalkeeper.
That's a dangerous ball there, Joe, when the defense is brought forward away from their own penalty area and they're flat. Sanas saw that. He played it in the backfield on the ground behind them on an angle. That's dangerous because 2 or 3 forwards can run onto that.
Castagna clears it away for New York. 1-0, Red Bulls on top here as we play in the second half at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Marshall Wireless Stadium. New York again on the run on the far side. Defending is Fink for St. Louis. Trying to push that ball out from the box, and the Red Bulls player is brought down. This is going to be a dangerous free kick coming up.
Right at the corner, the tip of the penalty area. Leo Stoltz perhaps to line up to shoot this immediately, or else send it over, looking for a little redirection, deflect on header.
I mean, you're talking about not 40 yards from goal right there.
And on a dangerous, extremely dangerous angle so that anybody can run on to this and just flick it into the opposite side netting.
So they line up the free kick. Stoltz still over the ball. And Stoltz will take it into the far post, and it's tapped just wide.
Whoa. That's a dangerous ball into the opposite post. That looked to be a certain second, and the man who just came on to start the second half, number 41, Conrad Plua, just failed to connect at that opposite post. Nicely flighted ball from Leo Stoltz.
It was. That was right where Stoltz wanted to put it, right on that back post.
So Jeremy Lynch comes on, exiting as Oscar Gasecki. Jacob Bouchou will go to that right back position. Charles Rankin. We talked about the Red Bulls too, of coach John Wolyniec being a game changer when he entered matches. That's under job description for number 11, Charles Rankin. He comes on for Parker Marr. Rankin for Marr. Lynch for Gasecki. Actually, that's misleading. Lynch will play up top. And moving to the right back position will be Jacob Bouchou.
So Dale Schilly trying some of the reserves and see if they can't spark something here. 10 minutes into the second half, it's 1-0 Red Bulls on top. 5,260, a sellout here at Marshall Wireless Stadium, and the Red Bulls on the attack again. It's Plua shooting and scoring for New York. It is 2-0 Red Bulls as Plua gets the goal for the visitors, his second of the season.
Well, now I see when number 41, Conrad Plua, entered the game in his second half. There's nobody in the world stopping that. What a blistering drive from number 41, Conrad Plua. Ball comes into the penalty area, just at the tip of the penalty area, and a full right-footed instep blast over the outstretched left arm. Acrobatic attempt nonetheless from Mark Pace. But Plua, what a blast. 23 years old, put his intercollegiate soccer at Seton Hall. Red Bull Academy player, as so many of these players are, played for the under-23s in the NPSL for the Red Bulls. So 2-0 now for the visiting side.
And Bill, Mark Pace jumped as high as he could,
Positively.
stretched as far as he could.
Did everything imaginable to try to attempt to save that ball. What a strike. He got every panel of that ball, did number 41, Conrad Plua.
So 57th minute, and now it's 2-0 Red Bulls on top.
His 2 goals are in the last 2 weeks, as a matter of fact. Joe, he scored last week against Louisville when this team ruined Louisville's perfect home record in this 2015 season. 2-0 victory for the Red Bulls on the road.
The Red Bulls on the attack again. Sonis, middle of the field. Play it on the far side. Looking there for Obakop, I believe, and it's crossed too far, too deep, and out of play on the end line.
Jamil Hardware back, chasing, doing the defending.
It's not Obakop.
That was Jamie Thomas running out of the back. He really gets forward, Joe.
He does.
We talked about it during the first half. These wide players, either the wide midfielders, when they come in, when they crunch in and squeeze the game a little bit, those wide backs have to get up beyond them, and the midfielders cover for them.
Mark Pace starting out of the back for St. Louis, and his kick bounces out over the far sideline, so a throw in for the Red Bulls, and on the ensuing play it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for St. Louis. Great crowd, great night, but now St. Louis looking to play from behind by 2. They trail 2-0 here in the 58th minute at Soccer Park. This one played right across the top, flicked on, and pulling it down is the substitute Rankin, and he couldn't get a shot off, but still across the mouth of the goal, and it's in. That one came right to the back post, and it's slotted home.
And Jeremy Lynch, a la Eusebio for Portugal at the 1966 World Cup, brings the ball back to the center-off line. That's exactly why he was brought in the second half. Jacob Bouchou makes this play possible. He would not let the play die. He bodied off 2 or 3 defenders, hit it hard on the ground, across the goal mouth. All it takes is a redirection, and that's exactly what Jeremy Lynch did. Bouchou made the play, Lynch did the finishing.
Well, we're getting a great look at it from the cameras there behind the goals. And the folks, by the way, at Fat Chimp Studios do a fantastic job with our video production here on site at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. 2-1, and now it's a 1-goal game again.
Fat Chimp gives you every angle you need from the last defender and then the goalkeeper. We saw both right there.
Just outstanding. Good opportunity for those fans that don't get a chance to make it out here to follow these games, and they do such a nice job. So Bouchou, as Bill McDermott let you know, with all the work on this near side, and then the slot across the front of the goal and the finish for St. Louis from Jeremy Lynch.
Really, really wonderful work by Bouchou in a tight space inside the penalty area, bodying off those last defenders, keeping the ball, knocking it across the goal mouth.
60th minute now here at Soccer Park. 2-1 game. Near side for St. Louis is Rinkin. Rinkin battling on this near side, and the flag is up from our official, Tyler Adams, battling with Rinkin, and it's Adams who draws the infraction, and it'll be a free kick from the near sideline for St. Louis FC.
And that last defender back to captain Anthony Wallace had to foul Charles Rankin. Rankin again using his speed, the push, the go, trying to get beyond that last defender. Wallace does the fouling. St. Louis keeps it on the dead ball.
And they're going to pull Patrick Duty out farther near the sideline for the free kick. Duty will hit it with the left foot.
Into the penalty area, the players at the far post, a little redirection into the opposite side netting, play it where it came from.
And we've got some extracurriculars at the top of the box.
Jamie Thomas, Anthony Wallace, Sam Fink, Jeremy Lynch, all the above.
Meanwhile, Patrick Duty takes the opportunity to grab a quick drink of water, as does Chad Vandegrift.
Referee Rubiel Vasquez, let's see how he sorts this out.
And Bill, this is one of those plays you see a lot where you get a large grouping top of the box.
Positively.
And the movement starts as the ball is hit, and that's where all the tingling goes.
And Joe, there's 4 or 5 fouls in each direction on every one of those plays, especially on corner kicks. You can call a foul offensively or defensively on every corner kick that's ever struck at every game.
Here's the kick from Duty, top of the box, headed in the air, not cleared. Rinkin brought it down and now finally partially cleared back to the half line where Vandegrift picks it up and he'll knock it back over the top. Running on for St. Louis, and it's headed out of play. That was Lynch again, and it's going to be a corner from the near side.
And that's a good ball from Chad Vandegrift to get it in there early when everybody's charging out.
Duty swings it in and it's headed up in the air. They took a short corner. Hardware couldn't bring this one down, and coming out of the back is Sonis for New York. Sonis on the far side.
The answer here is very simple now, Joe. Don't let them out. Don't let them out. Don't let them play. Get back in this game, do some damage at home, and show that urgency that you wanted to do from the opening center-off.
63rd minute, 2-1. Red Bulls on top. Red Bulls making another charge. They scored once in the first. They've scored here in the second half. There's a 2-0 lead. This one crossed into the middle and headed away there by Bouchou. New York picks it up, and it's Adams right in the middle for Wallace. Wallace will unload a left foot shot. Goes wide and out of play.
Adams again slowing the pace of the game down, using his composure, finding the open player. Wallace advancing from left back to team captain.
St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology, a proud supporter of St. Louis FC and Soccer in St. Louis, recognized by Fortune magazine as one of the 100 best places to work 4 years in a row. Worldwide Technology understands that with the right culture and teamwork, great things happen. Worldwide Technology.
I saw the CFO of Worldwide Technology, Tom Strunk, really instrumental in the dawn of this team. Saw him at halftime. He said, "Why do we keep giving up early goals?" I said, "Tom, I'm not the coach. I don't know. I don't have the answer. If I did, I'd certainly give it to you."
The ball over the top there from St. Louis, and it's out over the end line.
Ryan Gall with his hand upstretched. Another beautiful ball floated in by number 22, Patrick Duty, just over the top of the head of number 9, Jeremy Lynch, who has been troublesome ever since he entered the game 4 or 5 minutes into the second half.
And there's Rinkin getting his head on a ball, but it's Adams who clears it out for New York. Right there at the center circle. Cleared back the other way by Sam Fink. 65th minute here, 2-1, New York on top. Fink clearing this one to the near sideline and out of play and out of reach of Rinkin.
Frank trying to send that ball back in early, Joe, when everybody's running out after the clearance. A ball in over the top is beautiful. Jacob Bouchou again assisting on that first goal across the goal mouth. Beats 1, 2, 3 players. He just hammered it across the goal face, hoping to find someone. Jeremy Lynch, as a typical number 9 shirt, standing there available.
Hardware has it on the far side. Looking for a cross. He'll cut it back for his left foot. Hardware into the box. It's headed just out and it's picked up there by Ambersley. Ambersley in the box, taps it back, looking for help, and it's taken away, and here comes New York back the other way. 65th minute. This is Leo Stolz for the Red Bulls. In for Adams. Adams trying to push it through, and the arms are up, but no flag, but it comes back for Mark Pace. No harm there. St. Louis was pretty clear. They thought it was offside.
It was clearly offside. It was good work by the Red Bulls to play that ball in behind the defense on the angle. That through ball is going to beat people. Well, it beat people because the player is 2 or 3 yards offside.
St. Louis again on the move. Wallace turning it out for New York to the midfield line. 50-50 ball headed away there by Vandegrift. Scooped up by Metzger for New York. Metzger across the midfield line. Still with it. Carries. Now tries to bring it back in the middle for Sanas. Sanas got a foot on it. Vandegrift and Sanas battle top of the box, and finally it's partially cleared. Wallace putting it back in for New York.
Nicely done by Anthony Wallace to get that ball back in as early as possible. Then he gets back to do the defending.
Headed out of play. It'll be a throw in for St. Louis at midfield. Rankin now will leave it instead for Bouchou. And New York will bring on its first sub. Bolo Aikanyode will come in. And he is taking Stoll's spot. Well, that's who he came in for. We'll see if that's where he goes. 67th minute, Rankin again on the near sideline for St. Louis. Carrying to the corner, Rankin cuts it back and lost it. And we've got a whistle. And our official
whistling up for a foul against Charles Rankin there. Doing the chasing is Charles Rankin. Whistled up for the foul against Anthony Wallace. Grabbed him around the neck. Good work by the assistant referee, who was literally right on top of the play.
That's right. He definitely was. Right into the corner. 2-1 Red Bulls on top in the 67th minute here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Sanas plays it up front. Plouat to the far side. Bedoya, right-footed, brings it down. Thought he might take a cracker. He didn't. Thought he was going to just take a rip at that, but he brought it down to his foot anyway. Hardware couldn't clear it out. And this is Aikanyode. It's knocked out over the end line for a goal kick for St. Louis.
Aikanyode sent that ball through in behind the last defenders on the ground. That's a through ball. Now he's the guy who should be chasing that because he just entered the game.
Pace will take the goal kick for St. Louis FC, trailing 2-1. Joe Pott, Bill McDermott with you here from Soccer Park. Jim Hewer is with us as well, and he'll have the post-game show for you here on the Big 550 KTRS. Glad you could join us, whether it be via radio or online on our live stream. It's a great night here at Soccer Park, save for the score if you're a fan of the home team, but a huge crowd as this one comes back across the top, and Castagna, the goalkeeper, out to get it for New York.
Good goalkeeping by Santiago Castagna. He saw that play developing similar to Pace earlier in the game. Get off your goal line earlier. A good defense is led by your goalkeeper, obviously.
We talked about that earlier, how much more confidence you can have playing a ball back when you are confident in your goalkeeper.
Positively. He's definitely a part of the game.
Hardware, far side, little tap in the middle for Ambersley, and he lost it. Could not hold on to it at the top of the box. New York coming out of the back on this left side. This is Plouat, the goal scorer here in the second half. One of 2 goals scored for New York. The other one came from Obakop in the first half. And Adams had a bad touch there.
Assisted by Leo Stolz, who just exited the match. Aikanyode comes on for him. Mike Ambersley received, tried to turn, lost it, attempting to turn. He was going to look for Jeremy Lynch, maybe on a 1-2, or put it on the ground behind the defenders to Lynch, so the ball's at his feet.
Pace with the goal kick, well over half. And it's headed out of play. It'll be a throw-in for St. Louis. Charles Rankin. Or rather, that's Bouchou throwing it in. Lynch tangled up there on the sideline, up to help his Rankin, and it's cleared out.
Wow. How did the Red Bulls get out of that?
We're into the 70th minute here at Soccer Park. Bedoye with a pass ahead. Racing on. And the play right in front. Sanas couldn't finish for New York. It is out of play. And great defending. It was Van de Griff racing on and forcing the shot there from Sanas.
Oh my, that could and should have been the third for the Red Bulls. Good attacking. They get in behind everybody. They send it to the opposite post, looking for number 45, Chris Sanas. And he just couldn't quite turn on the ball.
Van de Griff made a heck of a run to get back and get in between the shot and the goal there.
He was just troublesome enough.
Right.
He made that last player send it across the goal mouth on the angle looking for Sanas. But that type of play is going to develop, Joe, when you're playing and trying to get back into the game and you're leaving your backfield exposed. So what? You lose 2-1, you lose 3-1. You've got to get back in the game. You have to get points at home, especially in a game like this. The Red Bulls they're ahead of you. They've got 19 points. You've got 14. You've got to get 3 points at home. It's
right.
Real simple at this stage of the season, which is almost the midway point. The midway point will exactly be when St. Louis FC plays their next game, which is on the road July 1st at Wilmington.
Athletic trainers attending to one of the Red Bulls players, which is why we're pausing here. It's Jamie Thomas, and I just saw the athletic trainer. We saw it on our monitor here. He signaled, go ahead and make that substitution. But, even if it's nothing serious with Thomas, it's an opportunity to have him come out of the game.
St. Louis FC, their upcoming home games, 2 games during the month of July.
Kickers and the Energy coming up.
Yep, then in August against Montreal, Battery, the Independents, who are, as I mentioned earlier, on a 4-game winning streak. Louisville FC, Louisville really proving to be the geographic rival, if you will, for St. Louis FC. They opened their season, did St. Louis FC, way back on March 28th. March 28th with a loss at Louisville by a score of 2-0.
72nd minute, we're back to action here at Soccer Park. 2-1, Red Bulls on top. It's out of play over the near sideline. It'll be a throw-in coming up for St. Louis in their defensive end. Bouchou will toss it in for St. Louis FC. Keeps it right on the sideline, and up to get it is Wallace, who knocks it out of play.
Wallace, that team captain, wide at left back. Strong defender, not allowing anybody to get around him. He's a veteran. He was drafted by Dallas in 2007, then played for the Colorado Rapids. A little bit of work in the NASL with Tampa Bay. He's represented his country at the youth levels, under 17, under 18, under 20 for the United States.
New York wants to make a substitution here before we restart, it looks like. Franklin Castellanos has come to the midfield line. He'll come in.
Yet another Red Bull Academy player, Honduran born. Played intercollegiate soccer at Iona, did number 77, Franklin Castellanos.
And actually, he came in that spot. Jamie Thomas came off from the injury. They were just waiting to see if perhaps, I guess they could work on Jamie. Maybe it's a cramp, something like that. But they have decided, as we see Jamie throw on the training top here on the sideline, that they just go ahead and bring in Castellanos.
Yeah, and Thomas got through a lot of work, especially in that first half, Joe. You remarked about he got up and back on the right flank.
74th minute, 2-1, Red Bulls on top. Red Bulls took a 1-goal lead into halftime, made it 2-0 after half, and then St. Louis with the goal here to come back within 1.
Jeremy Lynch from Jacob Bouchou on the lone goal so far for St. Louis FC. Conrad Plua with the go-ahead goal. He entered the lineup for the Red Bulls to start the second half.
They'll play this one for Lynch, looking for him to run in the corner, and it's just a step in front, and it's out of play, and so Hardware will toss it in. Actually, well, maybe he will. I was going to say maybe he won't with the cast, but he does.
Lynch couldn't get to that ball, but he made the last defender play.
Bouchou couldn't keep it in on the near sideline.
Bouchou, who went to right back when Oscar Gasecki exited the game.
Wallace tosses it in for New York, and this one will come back in a dangerous play, and it's in behind Pace, and back to cut it off for St. Louis. I believe, was that Fink who got back? It was.
Whoa.
I don't know how he got back.
I don't know how that play just happened. Nonetheless, art by accident,
Right.
Whatever you want to call it. Laurel and Hardy go to the soccer park. Somehow, some way, Mark Pace gets on the end of that ball.
It got behind Mark Pace. We're going to get a replay of it here.
Just clipped over the top of Mark Pace's foot. Sam Fink just handled the ball in his own penalty area. The referee looked right at it and evidently decided, I want St. Louis FC to get back into this game. But that was number 77, Castellanos, who just entered the game.
There was no question, though, that Fink handled that ball as he slid down trying to cut it off, and now Fink is on the ground.
Yeah, he got tackled late on that attempted clearance. Just outside the penalty area arc. Here's that play again. Castellanos, it hops over the on-rushing Mark Pace. Sam Fink gets back to help out defensively. The ball rolls against his arm, then his hand. He gets up, or attempts to get up. It's still at Castellanos' feet. And here, the late arriving Mark Pace, oh, by the way, he's the goalkeeper, jumps on the end of the play. Whoa.
Here we've got a restart for St. Louis. G&W Meat and Bavarian Style Sausage Company is proud to be the official brat of St. Louis FC. I think Bill and I had a G&W Meat brat for dinner tonight prior to this one.
I don't eat prior to the game, Joe. That's strictly you.
Celebrating 50 years as a family-owned St. Louis tradition, you can't beat G&W Meat. Well, I had a G&W Meat brat before
I
the
did,
game, and it was
they were
fantastic.
superb.
Yep.
Excellent.
So a yellow card has been issued.
Chris Sonis. He evidently said something to the referee. Rubio Vasquez, excuse me.
77th minute. It's 2-1. New York on top. Joe Pott, Bill McDermott with you here on the Big 550 KTRS and on the live stream. Jim Hewers, our producer, pregame, halftime, postgame host.
Hardest working man
From
at
two
Worldwide
different
Technology Center.
locations, nonetheless.
Positively, yes.
He starts the pregame show at the Grill. He finishes it up here in our perch up above the press box.
Clearly our 10 shirt.
Without a doubt. Fat Chimp Studios and all the folks there, thanks to them for producing our video feed tonight. Talked about how good those replay angles are, like you're seeing now.
This is Castellanos again, very good on the ball. He wins that foul against number 5, Brian Ciasolca. Free kick for the Red Bulls. This will be flighted directly into the penalty area.
Right on that far right sideline, and here it comes. And it is right at the top of the box, and it's headed away by St. Louis.
Red Bulls trying for a third. They've had some magnificent opportunities to do just that.
Now St. Louis on the run, and that one is a little bit short. Gall was making a run in this right corner.
Anthony Wallace cuts yet another ball out, Joe.
Now Sonis trying to make a run on the near side for New York. Sonis cutting it back towards the top of the box to his right foot. Across the top of the box. The shot taken and wide of the goal.
Conrad Plua looking for a second of the game. As I mentioned, he scored last week against Louisville when the Red Bulls were successful there in Louisville by a score of 2-0. Player of Polish descent is number 41, Conrad Plua. Yet another player from the Red Bull Academy system.
Pace with the goal kick. High kick to this near side, and Gall using his height to get on underneath that one. New York has it back, and it's Plua right in the midfield for the Red Bulls. To this near side for Wallace. Wallace along the sideline. Plays it ahead, touched in by Bedoya, and right back to the right sideline. Good defending there from, again, Bouchou, and Gall locks this one in. Ambersley picks it up at midfield for St. Louis. Ambersley with some room, and it's knocked away as he goes over the top of the New York defender. That was McLaws.
Good running there by Ambersley. Just showed too much of that ball to the last defender.
We're into the 80th minute here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Bedoya has it straight away from goal. Looked like he wanted a shot with the right foot. Instead, he'll play it back for Adams, and now it's Wallace on the near side. Wallace for New York carries into the top of the box, hits a right foot shot, didn't get a lot behind it, floats it wide of the goal.
And Wallace coming up from left back. Number 30 is Dan Metzger, the reigning, as I mentioned before, USL Player of the Week. He's been very active for the Red Bulls. contributing everywhere inside the center circle, finding people, getting stuck in on tackles. Exactly what you want a player who plays in the middle of the field to do.
Interested in a refreshingly different banking alternative in the St. Louis market? Welcome to the world of Triad Banking. Your business, your family, your bank. TriadBanking.com. St. Louis plays it back for Pace, top of the box. Now it's Vandegrift on the near sideline. Vandegrift with a long kick down the right side. Sending Bouchou on the run. Bouchou keeping it in on the touchline. Only it's headed out of play. It'll be a throw-in.
Good work by Bouchou to make that last defender. Anthony Wallace play. You keep it on the throw deep into their area.
Bouchou's throw right to the top of the box. Ambersley turning it into the box. It's loose and not cleared completely away. Bouchou will let it go out of play. He'll throw it in again. 81st minute, throws it towards the corner this time for Rinkin. And that one is knocked out of play. And the St. Louis FC will just work it down the field via the throw-in.
Offense via the throw-in. Down that right flank.
Bouchou again with some instruction for his teammates here. Trying to direct traffic. Throws it right to the corner and then gets it right back on the sideline. And that one will be a throw-in for New York as it's knocked out of play.
Bouchou tried to flick it into Mike Ambersley, who is more comfortable in a tight space with people around him.
2-1 Red Bulls on top in the 82nd minute.
Now you want to get it to a player like Ambersley or Rankin, who's comfortable running at people, perhaps win a free kick in a dangerous position.
Here is Gall, and he'll tap it off to Bouchou on the near side. Bouchou looking towards the middle, and it's headed up in the air. Gall trying to bring it down. No whistle, though. Gall had Akinyode all over. To the far side it goes. St. Louis on the run. Lynch now with it. Lynch still with it. Couldn't get it around his defender. It comes back to the near side. Rinkin challenging for it, and instead it's cleared off the near side by New York and Metzger. Lynch with it for St. Louis. Lynch goes down. A little bit of contact there from Akinyode, and it'll be a free kick from not quite straight away. It'll be off to this right just a little bit.
Just on an angle enough, Joe, where it can be troublesome, especially with a player like number 22, Patrick Duty, flagging it.
And Duty will hit it with his left foot from this right side. It's going to swing in towards the back post. And again, St. Louis FC lines up top of the box. They'll make the run. Duty flicks it on a little bit shorter than he wanted, but Red Bulls can't clear it just yet. Vandegrift will tap it for Duty on the near side. Duty still with it, working against Metzger, and it's Sanas who comes away with it. Sanas to the right side, and it's picked up there by Castellanos into the box. Castellanos still with it, taps it in. It's 3-1 Red Bulls.
Well, as we said about 4 or 5 minutes ago, you're going to leave yourself exposed in the back. And when you lose it, when you're that last offender, that's what's going to happen. So number 77, the man who just entered the game 5-10 minutes ago, Franklin Castellanos, he gets a third for the visiting Red Bulls. Turns once, then twice against number 21, Chad Vandegrift. Mark Pace did all he could to come off his goal line. Ryan Ciasolka was running back trying to defend. But that's a 2-goal margin now for the visiting Red Bulls.
Great individual effort from Castellanos right there to make it a 2-goal advantage. Stops Tire and Auto Centers has the best selection and price on quality brand name tires and the best in expert auto service. For convenience and value, get into Dobbs. 84th minute, it's now 3-1. Red Bulls on top. Rinkin has it for St. Louis FC. Rinkin carrying to the right corner, tries to get a cross in. It's just by Lynch, and it's going to get out all the way over the far sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Red Bulls. Veta Sports has 6 locations in the metro area, offering indoor and outdoor adult soccer leagues with men's, co-ed, and women's division. Register a team or sign up for a house team. Details at vetasports.com. Get your friends together and play soccer.
Good effort nonetheless on that last play by Charles Rankin to again use his speed and just try to make something happen, Joe.
St. Louis FC trying to, as Bill said, just make something happen. Rankin on the near sideline, headed for the corner. Battling there with Wallace for New York. Back for Bouchou along the sideline. Bouchou takes it right at Wallace, spins, goes to ground, and he'll draw the free kick.
Pull the top of the ball. Put his body between the ball and that last defender, Anthony Wallace. Pulls top, gets his body between the ball and that last defender. Wallace has to foul him, otherwise his next step was to cross it into the penalty area.
So this one will set up very similar to a corner, and perhaps better because you're out away from that corner a little bit.
You get a much better angle.
Right.
If you really want to entertain it, getting it to that second post as deep as possible.
Gall and Ambersley over the ball, and in fact it'll be Gall that will hit it with his left foot right to the 6-yard box, and finally cleared out by New York. Vandegrift trying to push it back in for St. Louis. With inside of 5 to play officially here in the second half. Now we did have some stoppages here in the second half, so there will be some stoppage time, I would imagine, added on.
Quite
a few minutes, yeah.
Quite a few changes. Joe, it's usually when there's any kind of a doubt, it's always that magical 3 minutes. It's always 3 minutes when there's ever any question.
Into the 87th minute we go, 3-1. Red Bulls on top of St. Louis FC. It was New York striking first tonight. They took a 2-goal lead at the start of the second half before St. Louis got on the board, and Castellanos made it a 3-1 margin just about 3 minutes ago or so, and now we've got pushing and shoving near the end line. It's going to be a foul, I believe, against New York, and it is. It's a card. As that Plua shown the yellow card there. Nope. In fact, it's Defont.
Michael Defont whistled up for that foul.
So this will be a similar spot to the last free kick. It's about maybe 9 yards out from the corner and 5 yards or so in from the end line.
From duty, he'll swing it in.
Yep.
Very simple assignment here. Get it over the wall, obviously. Keep it away from the goalkeeper.
Here it comes, right to the 6-yard box. Flicked out momentarily. Chasing it down is Siasoka for St. Louis. And now Duty plays it right back in. Hardware trying to spin on it in the box. Leaves it for Bouchou, who can't get anything on it. And Red Bulls coming back out the other way. This is Bedoya. Bedoya carries across the half line. Metzger picks it up there, and Metzger taps it off the right side. And Plua fires over the goal. Pace was right on it. It was high from Plua.
Conrad Plua, who entered the game in the second half, he's going to shoot the ball from the center off next time.
Yeah.
He shoots from anywhere. A player of Polish descent. Harkening back to the golden era of the Polish team. 1974 during the World Cup with Robert Gadolcha and Gregor Zlato and Andrzej Sharmak.
That's why they call him Mr. Soccer. Right there. 89th minute here from Soccer Park. Happy you could join us tonight. It looks like this one is going to be 3 points for the Red Bulls, as right now Hardware is down in the middle of the field for St. Louis FC.
It's going to perhaps in this way, as you're just pointing out, Joe, barring some miraculous, and I do mean miraculous comeback.
Jameel Hardware is down on the turf for St. Louis, the 23-year-old out of Kingston, Jamaica, running up top tonight for St. Louis FC. Free kick for St. Louis, near side for Bouchou. Bouchou carries into the top of the box, gets it to his left foot, got a shot away, but the save is made by the New York goalkeeper, Castagna.
Good work by Jacob Bouchou. Looks up, right down that main highway, get into the penalty area, take a shot. If not getting a shot, maybe you draw a foul in the process.
Bedoya with the long play into the box, and the short shot in the goal, and Plua has made it 4-1, I think. Maybe not.
That was Conrad Plua. Gets a second of the game. Third in 2 weeks, number 41, Conrad Plua.
So Plua with a couple here in the second half. You can see it just Right to the right side there. Pace came out. Plua taps it in over the top and makes it a 4-1 game in favor of New York.
When in,
Here in the 90th minute.
when in actuality, it is not a 4-1 game, but this is the price you pay when you're trying to get back into the game at home and you leave yourself exposed in the back. There's going to be a lot of people running out of a backfield from the visitors. They see everything is easy going, right for the picking. In other words, 3 against 1. That's exactly what happens when Plua gets his second of the evening.
Conrad Plua now 3 goals on the season for New York. They have added 4 minutes. It might have been 3 except for when Hardware went down here at the end. I think they were probably at that 3 minute. So 4 minutes of stoppage time here, but now St. Louis FC facing a 3-goal deficit. And in reality, best case scenario is maybe make this final score look a little better, but right now it is New York, the aggressors here in this game.
So the Red Bulls, they came into this game, as we pointed out earlier, Joe, 19 points in 14 games played. St. Louis FC, 14 points in 12 games played. So it looks to be that St. Louis FC wasn't able to accomplish what they set out to do, and that was, again, to try to attempt to protect home field.
And now they go on the road for a couple, Bill, and you mentioned it. They are 2-1-2 away from home, so it's not like something that, you know, they haven't had success on the road, but they're going to have to steal some points on the road.
Positively, Joe. And 2 games in a very short period of time. July 1 at Wilmington, July 4 at Charlotte, back here at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park on July 11th against the visiting Richmond Kickers.
Into stoppage time here in St. Louis. Sanas trying to work this one away and works it right to the end line before playing it back for Bedoya. And now Ikendoye and Wallace, and New York just trying to hold on to it here and keep possession as they play out stoppage time. St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology.
And Charles Rankin he'll get a card for this. Excuse me, Joe. I'm sorry.
No problem. Rankin is probably frustrated. Probably some frustrations showing through there for Charles Rankin.
Yeah.
St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology is a proud supporter of St. Louis FC and Soccer in St. Louis, recognized by Fortune magazine as one of the 100 best places to work 4 years in a row. Worldwide Technology understands that with the right culture and teamwork, great things happen. So some frustration showing through for St. Louis FC. As New York comes in, they will get the 3 points from this match.
Keep themselves very actively involved still in that playoff race.
Free kick coming up. And Bedoya and Castellanos just holding on to it. Castellanos will carry to the corner and then knocked it off of Rankin out of play. So it will be a corner kick for New York. Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers for the best selection and price on quality brand name tires and the best in expert auto service for convenience and value. Make it Dobbs. So here is Bedoya into the box for New York, and he'll play it back out for Wallace, and Wallace will keep it on the sideline, and New York, as we said, just content to hang on to it here, maintain position, not let St. Louis FC even have a sniff at it here during stoppage time. It has been all New York since we went to 90 minutes. Ikendoye plays it to the far side. Red Bulls just hanging on to possession. They'll play it through for Sanas. Sanas on the right side of the box did try to get across in. It's knocked away, and it'll come all the way to the sideline where New York will throw it in. We're in stoppage time. It's 4-1 Red Bulls on top of St. Louis FC.
Blow the whistle.
Right.
This game is over. It's clearly over. Blow the whistle.
And especially a play like that rolls all the way to the corner. And now the official does, in fact, blow the whistle. And officially, New York will get those 3 points. The Red Bulls win it 4-1 over St. Louis FC. And the Red Bulls improve to 6-5-4. They now have 22 points on the season. St. Louis FC falls to 3-4-6 now with the loss here tonight, 4-1.
Rubicop, Plua, Castellanos do the damage. Jeremy Lynch with 1 for St. Louis FC. Well, In the words of Tim Ream, who's been training with the team this past couple weeks, almost a month, before he leaves for national team duty, as of right now, this game's over. Get out, look forward to the next one, improve, see what you can do.
And that's I mean, that you have to take it that way, don't you? I mean, there's no,
Knowing full well that
Right.
perhaps at various stages of the game, the Red Bulls, the visitors, were better in many facets of the game, but likewise, St. Louis FC, they did as well as they could with that not new formation, but trying to do things differently, put that pressure on from midfield, but they weren't able to accomplish their second mission tonight, and that was show the urgency from the get-go. And again, I continue to belabor it, but it is so obvious, it stares you in the face on a regular basis, not being successful here at home. As a matter of fact, 1, 4, and 3 here at home in this 2015 season.
And more than that, perhaps, they have only scored now 8 goals in those games here at home.
And that's always going to come back to haunt you with experienced teams like this. I say experienced because, as you pointed out during our broadcast, Joe, these players come up and down. They go from the various MLS teams. They train with the MLS teams on occasion, and they see the product that's developing. We're taking a look at Jacob Bouchou with the lone goal of the game as he set it across the goal mouth past the goalkeeper for number 9, Jeremy Lynch, who was at that opposite post. He entered about 5 minutes into the second half. He simply side-foots it into the goal. That was the lone goal of the evening for Jeremy Lynch and St. Louis FC.
Certainly the bright spot for St. Louis tonight. Jeremy Lynch coming on, the substitute, his 4th goal of the season. And you mentioned that those two, both Rinkin and Lynch, coming on there in the second half to make something happen.
They did indeed make some things happen. But players like Castellanos here against the last defender, Chad Vandergrift, showing how comfortable he is on the ball. He entered in the second half. Red Bulls have quite a few players like that who are very comfortable on the ball in a tight space and very, very confident when playing with the lead.
Well, a tough loss tonight for St. Louis FC, but as you can see if you're watching the video stream, all of the players are headed out to the stands. They're out there to greet the St. Louligans and all of the fans. This was a great crowd tonight. 52-60 the attendance tonight, a sellout here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. And so the scoreboard tells a different story, but otherwise this was a nice night.
Well, you get into the exact midway point now when you play this game July 1 on the road at Wilmington. Dale Schilly has found out many things about this league, being an expansion team. Number one, the quality of the play is much higher than expected, and he found out that USL, the league, is go, go, go. Power, speed, stamina, getting forward, creating havoc, doing things dangerously, and there's never an easy game.
You go into this second half of the season, if you will, you're no longer worried about Open Cup play or anything else. You simply have USL soccer to focus on from here on out.
And that's exactly what you do. And hopefully along the way and in the process, you get back some of your marquee players. Richard Dixon at right back, Brandon Barklage, who as soon as he joined this team, still early in the season, was really making an impact. And perhaps the best player consistently throughout the early part of the year, the team captain, number 14, James Musa. He is a big void in this first 11 line.
So New York wins it here tonight, 4-1. Bill, certainly my pleasure tonight.
Likewise, Joe.
We will, Rammer will be back next time, July 11th, when St. Louis FC is back here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. 4-1, our final tonight. Jim Hewer will have the post-game show for you on the Big 550 KTRS. On the other side of this break, my thanks to Jim and to Bill McDermott. I'm Joe Pott, and from here up top, we'll say so long. Jim Hewer has the post-game after this.